Do you know when is the best time to start a business?
Today.
Oh, well, I mean, I guess technically that's the right answer. You never answer the questions like I want, but you actually answered that one. So today is actually a really, that's
Why put off
almost
till today what you can, wait, why put off till tomorrow what you can do today? I think it's how
perfect
it goes.
answer.
Yeah?
Technically, yes. Yeah. Don't
First time
wait.
for everything.
Don't procrastinate. Today is the day, and
Look, I'm not trying to be all janky over here with this, but this is hard to hold on to.
well, use two hands and just hold the stick steady. So, technically, a recession is the best time to start a business.
Technically, yes.
Do you know why?
Because everything's a little cheaper?
No.
No, because less people have the ability to do it, so you have a better chance of succeeding.
Simplify that answer.
Because not as many people have the means to do so. So less competition. That's what I meant.
Less competition.
Okay.
So, in a recession is the best time to start a business. Less competition. But what do businesses need in order to get started?
Capital?
Which is?
Money?
Money. Or do they?
Technically, if you have a bank and a loan, you don't need cash money.
Are there no businesses you can start without money?
Oh yeah, there's plenty of businesses you can start without money. Plus, there's also like Kickstarter.
Well, that still needs money.
That still needs money.
I'm talking about businesses you can start without having to borrow, spend, inject any resources into.
YouTube.
Yeah, YouTube for sure. But in a recession, there's less competition. But businesses are still out there conducting business, ultimately trying to get whatever revenue from whatever customers they can. So if you could start a business today in a recession with little to no money at all, targeting businesses that are looking to utilize the services that you offer, that would be amazing.
I agree.
Ultimately, so that you can drive customers, revenue, conversions to their POS, their point of sale, their terminal, their checkout, their cart, whatever it is. Online, brick and mortar, doesn't matter. But for the businesses that do need money to get going and or keep going or grow, because it takes money to make money for sure. The Fed just made it a whole lot harder to do that.
Why does that not surprise me?
But it's actually a good thing. So think about it like this. If you wanted to start a business today in a recession with limited competition, perfect. However, as a business, if you need capital, if you need funding, if you need loans, if you need credit, if you need money, resources, the Fed made it harder because they've raised interest rates yet again. Thus, borrowing money is more expensive. And operating a business and starting a business upside down in the hole in debt on loans that you owe is not really a good thing to do.
Yeah.
It's very dangerous. Your back is against the wall. Every 28, 30, 31, maybe if you're lucky, 60 to 90 days, you got to make a payment. Whether you've made revenue, more importantly, profit or not. The key being profit.
Profit.
Revenue means nothing without the profit.
Exactly.
Granted, the revenue can potentially kick the can down the road and give you this false sense of security with cash flow. But at the end of the day, if you ain't making profit, you really aren't really running a business, in my opinion.
You're just doing some free stuff.
There's some big businesses out there like Uber that doesn't turn a profit. So technically, I have to retract my statement, but they don't make a profit on paper.
Yeah.
There's a difference between not actually making a profit and not showing a profit.
Yeah.
And I think Uber has done a really good job of not showing a profit. Therefore, lowering their tax liability and how much they're actually going to be charged or paying tax based on net income, which is ultimately profit. But if you're starting this business in a recession with limited competition, your competition that would exist also has the same negative hurdle problem themselves of higher interest rates. So that's a leg up on the competition. That's an advantage if you can get your business going with no money.
Yeah.
Or
if you already have
yes,
consumers ready to spend money with your business.
Or if you've got money set aside, you've got money saved, you got money that you've invested that you can then use to fund your operation at 0%. You know, you could theoretically charge interest to yourself as, you know, a capital contribution as an owner into the business, and then your business pays you interest. That's perfectly fine, but you wouldn't owe the bank.
True.
And you wouldn't be subject to the high interest rates of the bank as a result of what the Fed has done. And although they say this may be the last rate hike,
no, it's not.
It may not be.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've already set the stage. The bar has been raised, and it's only going to become more challenging moving forward for those who are looking to leverage credit and loans and borrow to run a business.
Okay.
So, ideally, start a business today. Start a business in a recession. Start a business that requires little to no money to get going. An online business, very, very low overhead, if any. Make revenue, make profit, generate net income, and then here's the kicker. Get free money. Get free money.
How?
I know this is not going to be the popular opinion here, but we'll say the G word. We'll say the G word.
The government?
Grants.
Grants.
Government grants.
Government grants.
So think about it. Like, you can start a business with little to no money at a point in time where competition is extremely low and limited, and any competition that you would face would have extreme hurdles and challenges of borrowing money at high interest rates because of the Fed and the banks and what they're charging, or using credit cards, which would be a terrible idea.
Terrible.
You get your business going online, very little, if any, overhead, very little, if any, inventory, no expense really, just pure upside, pure profit. Then leverage the G word, government, grants, and grow your business at a time where the other established businesses that are still in business are looking to utilize the services that you offer. Win-win scenario.
I like it, sir.
What business would you start?
Oh.
If you wanted to start a low-cost business, what would you start? 2023, let's think of May 2023. What would you start?
For a low-cost business?
Yeah. I bet a cleaning business would do well.
The cleaning business would do very well. There's so many people who don't have the time to clean because they're constantly working or running kids around, or they have other things they're doing. Cleaning business, I'm sure, would do very well.
Cleaning and basic maintenance.
Yeah.
And we're going to use one particular case study where if you look here and we would go down just a couple blocks, we would be on Scenic 98. And what did you notice on Zillow just the other day?
How many rental properties are up for sale?
For sale. Rental properties for sale.
Yeah.
So, granted, they're not going to need as much cleaning as before because they're not going to have as much turnover, because obviously if they're all for sale, like, there's a lot for sale.
Here's the thing. When you put something up for sale, they clean it better than when you put it for the next renter.
Right. But you wouldn't need the in-between rental cleanings because there's for sale. Maybe you still have a few bookings here and there. But ideally, what you'll really want is the maintenance to make sure that it's ready to be seen on a walk.
The grass stays clean. The driveway isn't dirty. You got somebody going around making sure there's no garbage in the yard, just picking everything up, making sure the windows are clean. Random little things.
Oh, yeah. Super simple, super easy. Probably a ton of them in your area. The Airbnb market, according to the research that I have done, is potentially on a drastic decline, and even worse so in certain cities, more so than others. And this is going to be a prime opportunity to reach out to those property owners, those mom and pops investors trying to get their piece of the pie that are now looking at it like Airbnb is not panning out. It's not paying what we expected. We're ready to sell this property. For instance, the condo we walked the other day, they made $55,000 for the year.
And but they've never been here.
They've never been here.
No.
But in my opinion, 55 might have covered their expenses, and they were looking to profit, not break even.
Yeah.
Now, granted, they were getting the asset, the condo, that real estate, that real property paid off, and still maintaining the ownership of that equity stake.
But what's even better is that they bought it before the pandemic, so they're set to make a few $100,000 off of the sale of it.
There you go. And then they're going to move on to another location, another destination, another investment opportunity. But for others, and even them, they didn't go into it like BlackRock. They didn't go into it like Amazon's going into it now, buying up some real estate with their real estate investment trust. They went into it as just regular, Joe and Diane, or was it Charles? And Diane.
Yes.
And they were just trying to get an opportunity to make some money, some passive income on a side hustle, and grow a real estate business for them, their family, future generations. But now they're realizing that the Airbnb market is on a decline. The disposable income's not there. The travel's not there. The jobs aren't there. That would, some of these houses would house employees, like workers, construction, the moving crew from Rooms to Go that we talked to that was traveling all over Florida and all over the Southeast for that matter.
They would rent a house out for different crews and put them up for however long they needed to be here to deliver furniture and do whatever else.
But when that dries up, which it is across the country, and if you're in an area where you've already identified and seen this happen, comment, let us know. But these folks do not have the team. They do not have the staff in place to maintain these properties so that they don't deteriorate before they can get their money out of them. And that may be a really, really good opportunity for a small business side hustle. Low cost to get started, very little overhead, huge revenue and profit and cash flow upside potential that coincides with the market, that coincides with the recession that is being driven by the Fed, by Jerome Powell, by raising interest rates. But it's a great time to start. Kill it.